Hello everyone, I'm Nick. Welcome back to the channel, and as you can see here, we are straight into this one. It is Watford cross country in the Sunday Hertfordshire cross country league, and we are gonna go for it today. Watch the trees. This is gonna look great on camera. Absolute carnage there with the trees causing a bit of an obstacle, and you better believe it, there's more to come.
Trees!
Oh. Thank you, Marshall. So with those obstacles out of the way, I just talked to you a little bit about what the plan is for today. So I've been doing this run, according to Strava at least, since 2019. I may have been doing it for longer, but certainly that's what I've got on Strava. I'll pop up a few of the different runs I've done over the years, and what you've seen generally is either me taking it a bit easy on some days, or just generally just getting a little bit quicker as the years have gone by. For this one, I had in my head at the start I'd like to do around 6:30, as you see there. I'm just checking with Mike, fellow Fairlands Valley Spartan, whether the camera is on, and yes, the red light is flashing. Hooray! So yeah, as I was saying, so 6:30 a mile pace, which is my target half marathon pace for a goal road marathon coming up at Cambridge very soon. But I wasn't really sure whether I could do that today, because cross country, as people who know will know, is just a bit of a different beast. So yeah, 6:30 a mile was kind of what I had in my head. 4:02 a kilometre pace. As you see, Mike taking it on here. He said he'd run with me today. Mike's absolutely flying at the moment, but I think he wasn't quite feeling it, so he kindly offered to run with me, and yeah, just kind of support each other a bit through this one. So we're currently trucking around that pace, a little bit quicker, so almost kind of sub 25k pace, which is pretty nice, but as you'll soon see, it doesn't last for long once we enter the woods. So now we're heading up towards the first mile. So this particular race is just under 6 miles, although it can vary from year to year. So yeah, just under 10k overall. As we hit the first mile mark, it's a 6:40. That's 4:09 kilometre pace, and that was 26 feet uphill. So yeah, after a little bit of initial downhill, there is a decent amount of uphill there, and there's plenty more of that to come, shall we say. Okay, so we'll skip forward now, and you can see it's a bit perilous, but I am flying downhill, and I've decided for some strange reason to put the camera on at that moment as I fly down this particular hill. You see the pace on the stats on the left hand side as we hit the second mile mark. Yeah, I absolutely caned it down that one, but we're going back uphill now, and the 2 mile mark, it's 6:37, so that's 4:07 kilometre pace, and actually that one overall was downhill, so minus 37 feet, so we like a bit of that, but I'm afraid overall it's got some uphills to come. So yeah, we're just trying to still get around that sort of 6:30 pace, but I think I was feeling even at this stage that I'm not sure this is sustainable, so we start dropping the pace just a little bit. Right, moving on now towards the 3rd mile. So yeah, a bit of a muddy section here, but actually, as you can see, the course wasn't too bad for this one. I was in my Innovate X Talons, so those of you who know trail shoes, got some decent lugs on them, so they've got some nice grip, but they're not quite as hardcore as the Mud Claws, if anyone knows about those. Do let us know in the comments if you've got a favourite trail shoe. So plenty of encouragement there from the marshals as we enter the woods again up this hill, which we've got to do kind of 2 laps of, and you can see we've got some of the runners more towards the back that are doing this for the first time. We're already doing this for the 2nd time as we hit the 3 mile mark, and it's a 6:45, so 4:12 kilometre pace, minus 7 feet overall, but as you can see, that doesn't really count for anything when there's plenty of downhill and uphill in this. Mike's leading from the front again here, and I am struggling a bit to get out of this hill, but we're getting there, and the thing is, once you hit that kind of flat, it's just trying to get going again as well. It's never easy, but it's all good fun. he says it's all good fun as we face another slope. You see on the right hand side, it's sort of saying 3% at the moment, but it's going up, up, up as we approach now the 4 mile mark. Really, this is kind of the nuts and bolts of the race, and always a nice opportunity to support fellow runners.
Well done, Nicky. Fantastic, keep going.
So giving Nicky a bit of encouragement there. Great to see such a fantastic turnout from Spartans. Cross country, sometimes people think it's not for everyone. It absolutely is. Yes, it's challenging, but it's great to do something different. And, you know, it's great to not be running on the roads all the time, just trying to, use some softer ground. And it's fantastic training for, like, you know, if you're doing any kind of distance really, whether through 5K to marathons. It's just a great workout, and there's great team camaraderie as well across all the different running clubs. So I do thoroughly recommend it, and hopefully the hills don't put you off, as we see Judy on the left there.
Hold on.
So that last mile, it was the hilliest one of the race. It was 61 feet uphill, but we're now finally got a bit of flat that we can work with. So we're coming up to the 5th mile. We've done what is known as Cardiac Hill. Pretty horrible name, but yeah, the clue is in the name. It's a bit of a terror. We had Keith Fenwick, our photographer volunteer, taking photos of us climbing up that hill, and it's not pretty. Plenty of grimaces. But once you get out of that, you have got a bit of flat to contend with, on maybe a little bit of a gentle slope, but a bit of downhill as well. So here we are, I've hit the 5 mile mark now. It was a 6:47, so picking it up again a bit with a 4:13 kilometre pace. And actually for that one, it's a minus 19 feet, so yeah, a little bit downhill, and an opportunity to kind of claw some of that time back from the previous mile. But as you can see here, we're just trying to really kick on now. We've got low sort of 6-minute miles for the pace, and I know I've got less than a mile to go at this stage as Mike very kindly takes it on once more. Right, so we're on the final stretch now. I will put the audio on shortly just so you can really get a feel for this. But at this stage, what we're doing is actually coming back from the way that we came at the start. So it is a bit uphill, although the overall mile, this final mile, is downhill. So I think it's minus 25 feet. So, you know, you've got a bit of time to gain through that downhill. But this last stretch is a gradual uphill, as you can see. And it is a bit of a killer, I'm not gonna lie. It's tough going. So what I'm really trying to do is just focus on the people ahead, keep driving those arms, keep pushing forward, and then the more that we do that, the sooner we can get to the finish. So a couple of guys up in front, I'm wondering now, can I get past them? So we're gonna listen in for the final 0.2 or so a mile of the race, and let's see how we can finish. So can we get this Garden City runner? We are pushing, and I remember Mike being by my side at this stage, and I'm just thinking Mike's got a fantastic sprint finish of him. If he's up for just really pushing on, then I will try and go with him. I've given him the green light, I've pointed my finger, I said, Mike, can you go? And we are going. Finish is just up ahead now. We're heading as fast as we can. We've taken over a couple of people, and I say let's listen back in for those final few steps and meters to the finish. And we are there. It's 39:43. Very happy to get under 40 minutes. As you probably saw, just a touch under 6 miles. So not quite that kind of 10k distance, but very happy to get across the line in 28th place.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Got my token, giving it to Mike Crowley, very kind volunteer who's taking all the results today. And yeah, just grateful to be able to get out there, get another run done. Mike looks as tired as me, no surprises there, because it's always a tough course. But yeah, really pleased with that. 6:41 a mile average, 4:09 a kilometre.
Yeah. Oh, well done, well done. Yeah, it's tough.
Brutal, wasn't it?
Us just exchanging a few discussions on the course there, but yeah, really pleased with that. 540 foot elevation overall, so yeah, it's not the easiest, but Watford is probably my favourite cross-country event. So thank you to all the volunteers, marshal organisers that get this event on each year. It was the last one of a series of cross-country events, and if you've never done cross-country before, I would really encourage you to give it a go. I'll certainly be back doing it next year with plenty more races in between. As for me, next up you'll see is the Bulldog Beast Half Marathon, so a road marathon with a few tough climbs. If you fancy checking it out, please do consider subscribing to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below, what are your experiences of cross country? Have you tried it? What do you think of it? Would you recommend it to others? Would love to hear from you guys. But that's all for this one. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.